it's happening down here in downtown. We're glad that this marker is down here because we feel like it'll be a nice addition to bring in some tourists by here eventually. Okay, my name's Enoch Doyle Jeter. Along with Enoch's Irish Pub and Cafe, I am founder of the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail. I'd like to welcome Mayor Stacy Albritton right here to the podium and to say a few words, all right?
Thank y'all for coming. This is exciting. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited to have all of you with us tonight. This is pretty cool. When I first heard about it, I really didn't know much. AJ mentioned Webb Pierce to me several years ago, and I'll be honest, I was like, I don't know that. There's a Webb Pierce Road out by where I grew up, and I knew about the road, but I didn't really know anything else about it. So, done a little research and listened to some songs, and it's just so cool that all of this has come. So I want to say thank you to Doyle and the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail for all he's done about this. And then, of course, a huge special thank you to AJ Burns. And I want AJ to stand up and show everybody his special jacket for tonight. So it's not quite as sparkly as Webb Pierce was, but he's certainly here in fashion and in style tonight. And just thank you for helping you and Doyle with all the fundraising and making sure that this happened. Of course, the Downtown West Monroe Revitalization Group is so important and vital to everything that we do down here, and they've played an integral part in this as well. Adrienne LaFrance Wells is the Downtown Main Street Director. She has played an integral part. So thank you to everybody for making this happen. And again, as Doyle said, adding something else to downtown that will be an attractor. People will stop by and visit us, which is what we want all for Downtown West Monroe. So thank you, and Doyle, I'm going to give it back to you.
We're sure glad she's our mayor. We live here in West Monroe. All right, you took part of my act, though. I was going to thank AJ profusely, so don't leave anywhere, AJ. All right, so a long list of thank yous. This microphone won't stay up. I want to thank the mayor once again. These folks from the very beginning said, yes, we want to do this, and we appreciate that. We found that in every community we go to in Northeast Louisiana. They're all excited and want to be part of this, and it's been a great joy. So thank you, Mayor. Adrienne LaFrance Wells, thank you. It's been great. It's like working with family, and you know why. I'll be getting to her in a minute. Thank Courtney Hornsby, the West Monroe Downtown Revitalization Group, Jeremy Ratcliffe and the city crew for installing the post and listening to my request. Thank you for making this happen. Thanks to our sponsors for this marker and event. The City of West Monroe, Enoch's Pub, another cheap plug, the Hamilton House Inn, Matt's Music, who always sponsors what we do, KEDM Public Radio, and the Northeast Louisiana Arts Council. Barry, Abigail, thank you all so much. I better be quiet and read the script. I lose my track here. Most of all, I want to thank a personal thank you, very special thanks to AJ Burns. AJ, stand up, please. And Mayor already pointed out the jacket, but it's worth seeing again. But give AJ a big hand. Him and his friends raised half the money for this marker, and we couldn't have done it literally without you. But thank you. Biggest Webb Pierce fan on the planet, is what I'm told. A small group of friends have helped an awful lot. Our sincere thanks to the Monroe News Star, the Ouachita Citizen, KEDM and Public Radio for the great interviews and plugs, the radio people, KNOE and KTVE, KNOE's right over here, Chuck Red and Rick Godley, and most notably RFD, I'm saying national TV because it sounds so good, under the direction of Tammy Arnder. I'm sure you've seen RFD. It goes out all over the country. My cousins up in upstate New York love it. But thank you, Tammy. Input from advisors like Dexter Jackson, my buddy over here in the cowboy hat. Kay LaFrance, right over here. Kay has been a huge help all the way through any of this for a long time. Curtis Hilbin. Curtis is sitting here or taking photographs somewhere. There he is. Dolly Parton's personal photographer, y'all. You don't want me to say that probably, but he is. And Bill Bowles, I don't know if Bill made it or not, but Bill has been an inspiration in a lot of ways. Mike Luster, Gene Stewart, and Dewana, right over here, Dewana Stewart. Gene has been since day one a supporter of this project, and that's an actual fact. He will be playing out on the main stage here shortly. Let's see, who did I miss here? I want to thank Ben Sandmel, Peaches Heineken from Rayville, Susan Roach, and my dear, dear friend Mike Manning at the Country Music Hall of Fame. You probably saw his photograph with Webb Pierce's car recently on Facebook. Mike is our go-to on all kind of historical facts and getting permission from people. We're working with Tim McGraw's people right now, see if we can't get a marker for him pretty soon. I also want to take this opportunity. I asked Earl about 3 months ago, maybe 2 months, if they would consider at Flying Tiger Brewery maybe doing a can that would commemorate the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail. There he is. Hey, Earl. And of course, being like he is, he said, yes, let's do it. Let me think on it, work on it, because they're very busy over there. Long story short, I don't think he brought the poster, but
I set it up at the stage.
it's up at the stage. You'll see it in a little bit. Coming in about, I think about 2 months, less than 2 months and a half, the first can will be released by Flying Tiger, celebrating the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail. And guess whose picture's on the first one? Your dad, Webb Pierce. And some of the lyrics are on there. Jason Byron Nelson designed it, and it's beautiful. You'll love it. And thank you for giving us permission to use your dad's picture too. Part of the proceeds from the sales of the beer are actually going to go to help finance other markers in the future. And we'll be having a big party at Flying Tiger, and we'll have a party after that at Enoch's for a big tasting. So if you don't drink beer, well, more for us. Okay, thank you. You can sit down now. He'll be singing a couple of tunes soon. That's our surprise announcement. Okay, my personal thanks to John Jeter, who is now the owner of Enoch's, my son, named after Johnny Lennon. My wife Yvette, she's over there. She puts up with a lot. My mother is with her, Lil. And especially my daughter Molly Jeter McCullough, who doesn't ever want to take any, kudos for this, but in reality, she keeps me on the track without running off, and she does the beautiful posters announcing the music trail. But thank you, Molly. Thank you, Bean. I'm sorry, I let it out. She's been a Bean since she was born. But thank you all, and thank you to all the people on Facebook. Northeast Louisiana Music Trail group page, Facebook. Go to it if you're not already on it. We've already got about 4,000 people, I think, 3,500 something. And we're going to need your help in the future, so get on it. Beware, but please spread the word about all this and share photographs, stories, music, anything you want to share. Put it on there. It goes through us to approve it, but it's very rare do we not. Okay. Now, before we begin, we've already began. I'd like you to wait a minute. Did I forget something? No, I got it all pretty good. So far, so good. I'd like to bring up here. Actually, we're not going to do that yet. I'm sorry. I'm out of practice with this. I want to recognize first and foremost Webb Pierce Jr. Please stand up. And his wife Michelle. What a treat to have you guys here today. We're going to have something for you to do here shortly. They're all the way here from Lebanon, Tennessee, suburbs of Nashville, all right? And since day one, when Webb Jr. and I started talking on the phone, it's been nothing but a joy, and he's been so accommodating, it's been incredible. All right, here we go, once again. Today we are here for the unveiling of the Webb Pierce marker on the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail. Enoch's has been presenting live music for 42 plus years, and in creating this trail, our hope is to honor the important contribution of performers, their music, the venues, and the people that come out for the shows in our region of Northeast Louisiana's 11 parishes. Our first marker was unveiled this past January, recognizing the legendary Fred Carter Jr. in Winsboro. In May, we unveiled a marker for the great country music artist Gene King. Is Gene here today? Gene and Heather? Okay. And in June, this past June, we had a good old time juke joint party in Rayville at the gazebo when we unveiled a marker for blues giants Poe Henry and Tookie. In the coming months, we will be unveiling markers for Governor Jimmy Davis in Jackson Parish. You are my sunshine. Rufus Rip Wimberly down in Tallulah. We're going to have a juke party there. Bobby Bridger in Columbia, Louisiana, followed by markers at the Monroe Civic Center. Right, Kelsey? Where are we? We're going to honor the Monroe Civic Center and the theater, and we're going to have about 80 signs to honor all the people that played there. And Elvis, Bob Dylan, just those lightweights. But in the future, we're going to do that at the Monroe Civic Center. Tony Joe White in Oak Grove. Mabel John, God rest her, she just passed, up in Bastrop. Gene Stewart in Rayville, Louisiana. I'm determined that's going to happen sooner than later. And Richard Berry, who we found out through Barry Stevens and through a weird chain of events, who wrote the original Louie Louie from Franklin Parish down in Extension near Port Necessity in the middle of nowhere. And his version of Louie Louie is 10 times better, 100 times better than the Kingsman of 66. But we'll be doing one for Richard Berry. Ivory Joe Hunter. Dexter Jackson, who's my compadre in this project, his father Otis Jackson will be honored with a marker. Hoss Logan up in Marouge. Elvis has left the building. And a dear, dear friend of Webb Pierce. All right. I think I might have skipped over a couple of thank yous. Maybe they're on another page. We're going to find that out. But I do want to make sure that I thank the Northeast Louisiana Arts Council. Did I already do that? If I didn't, I did? Good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I want to lose track. These are numbered. All right. Sorry. I got a little nervous after that. All right. Now for the main reason we're here. Now we're back on track. Michael Webb Pierce. We'll let that name sink in. Michael Webb Pierce was born August 8, 1921 in West Monroe, Louisiana. Infatuated as a young boy with Gene Autry films, his mom's hillbilly records, that's a good word, Jimmy Rogers, Cajun music, and Western swing. Got a guitar at the age of 5. By 11 years old, Webb began playing guitar like a master. By the age of 15, he had his own weekly show on KMLB AM in Monroe, Louisiana. He joined the Army, World War II veteran, in 1942, married Betty Jane Lewis, and moved to Shreveport, where he found a job at Sears and played radio shows and performed at local honky-tonks. People took notice. He was signed to 4-Star Records in California, and his unique vocal style, and I love this, was described as a wailing, whiskey-voiced tenor that rang out every drop of emotion. I don't think there's ever been a greater description of a country music singer than that. That soon put him on the road to stardom. After sadly divorcing Betty, he developed a new show on KWKH AM in Shreveport, where he became a star at the Louisiana Hayride. And guess who was with him through it all? Our old friend Hoss Logan. In his band, this was Webb Pierce's backup band, Floyd Kramer, Farron Young, Tillman Franks, some of you know who Tillman is, and the Wilburn Brothers. I mean, like the supergroup, right? Okay. And he worked hand in hand, developed a lifelong partnership and friendship with Hoss Logan. He was the Louisiana Hayride director, promoter, historian, and he named the darn thing. He never got credit for it, but everybody knows Hoss by the statement, Elvis has left the building. That will be on his marker in Marouge when we do one for Hoss. Soon after, Webb moved from Shreveport to Nashville, signed with Decca Records, and his single Wondering went to #1 in 1952, which happens to be my personal favorite song of his. His marriage to Audrey Grisham, after his divorce from Betty, his marriage to Audrey, your mom, was, and then his invitation to join the Grand Ole Opry happened in the same month. I mean, pretty big deal. It made it a heck of a year, 1952. On a side note, Webb was hired on the Grand Ole Opry because one of their other lead guys, kind of a little unknown name, he was fired. Hank Williams. That's a pretty good piece of history. So what happened is, basically Webb Pierce became the hottest #1 selling country musician One of them of all time, without a doubt. There's no doubt about that. Let's see, not much pressure there when he joined the Hayride, in other words. Webb shot to international fame and soon became the most popular singer in the country, again racking up a string of 21 number one records and 39 plus top 10 records. His songs have been recorded by no less than 200 other people. I'm going to mention that in a second. Songs like Slowly, More and More, In the Jailhouse Now, a cover of his hero Jimmy Rogers, that Jimmy Rogers wrote, and There Stands the Glass, have become standards. And so many people have recorded his songs. There were some I didn't know about in reading up a lot of this material. But Webb literally became the standard and influenced the future of country, rockabilly, and rock and roll. And you better believe it. His love of nudie suits, bling, I wore my bling today for Webb's memory, and cool cars. And everybody knows about his car. It's at the Country Music Hall of Fame next to Elvis. Next to Elvis's car, not Elvis. And his influence covered people like the Flying Burrito Brothers, Joe Ely to Dwight Yoakam, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Buddy Holly and the band The Crickets met him in Nashville, and they sure were influenced. But one that got me was T-Rex. Some of you guys of my age remember T-Rex, Bang a Gong. Records produced by Ringo Starr and George Harrison. Films produced by Apple Records of T-Rex. They covered one of Webb Pierce and Mel Tillis's song on their first album. So there you go. I was impressed. So, country music musicians, and I'm going to say it again, country music musicians should pay respect to Webb Pierce every darn day. Every day, and they better start doing it before people forget. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and a membership in the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame. After his too early passing from cancer in 1991, Webb was inducted posthumously. I don't like that word, but he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2001. In 2001. The memory of Webb Pierce will live on forever. Today, I'm proud to present this marker in loving memory of a good old boy from West Monroe, Louisiana, who did good. Now, please come up, Webb and Michelle Pierce. You can do better than that. A whole lot of people. Are you nervous all of a sudden? And Michelle, come over here. I may have to help you lift that up over. I'm sorry. All right. I'd also like to bring up here, if she will, the mayor. Will you come back up with us? And Adrian, will you come back up? All righty. Barry Stevens, Abigail. Let's get everybody to come up and stand. Is Matt Shepard here from Matt's Music? See my buddy Jay Parsons back there, visiting from Germany. People from all over the country. He knows who Webb Pierce is. Okay, I think we got everybody up here. Molly, I'm going to ask you to come stand with me as one of the directors of this project. Come on up. All right, I'd like to get Webb Jr. over here. I'm running you around, Webb. Can you say a few words?
Let's invite AJ up too.
Yeah. Where is AJ?
He's right here.
Oh, AJ, he's right here on the list. I'm sorry. Get up here. Holy jeez. I'm sorry. It's been a long, long haul getting this done. Of course, AJ Burns. He is the biggest Webb Pierce fan around, and he gave me 2 Webb Pierce albums the minute we met. Blew my mind. All righty. So AJ, Webb, come on over here. You want to say a few words? No cursing.
I don't know. It's just, it's hard to say words. You know this is happening. It's hard to explain how you feel inside. And this has been a great honor. Something, of course, I'll never forget. My son, my whole family. I want to make sure they don't forget. But Dad always told me how the people down here were close believe it. I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing the people, y'all are wonderful. And I'm blessed to be up here, to be able to say that. And I want to thank you very much for coming. It means a whole lot. My dad used to say, it's nice to be important. It's more important to be nice. And I've always tried to live by some of Father's sayings. But different generations, different sayings. Sometimes. But then again, I want to thank you again. God bless everybody.
Thank you, Webb. You don't know how cool it is talking to this guy on the phone going, hey, Webb Pierce, how you doing? Boy, what a thrill. I've kidded around a lot today, but this has been an incredible honor working with Webb and Michelle and everybody. And thank you. Thank you very, very much. Great words, and we're all huge fans of your dad, and that ain't going to stop. There's also another guest here I neglected to invite up.